if I had to start over from scratch with zero, this is what I would do. Okay, so welcome back to another video, guys. In this video, like I just described to you just there, I want to touch on the things I would do right now if I had to start from scratch with zero income, no money to start off, and how I would start making my first bit of money online, hitting my first 1k month, 2k month, and 5k month, and so on from there. The key premise here is that these are the things that I would do if I could go back in time to when I started my agency and start off with the things I know now. So the first thing I would do is I would pick a service to offer to our clients that was easy to learn, that was free to learn, and most importantly, that they would actually pay for. So a service that business owners would get value from and would be able to actually allocate a budget aside to pay for that service, even if it was $500 a month or 1k or 2k a month. Something that was valuable enough for them to literally take out their credit card and be like, I need this service from you. So again, if you're starting out from scratch, you've got to look at it feasibly. Okay, what can I learn that's easy? You know, it's not going to take me 6 or 9 months to learn this skill, but what's something I can learn even within 1 month to get the ball rolling? So I would start off with something easy to learn, such as social media management. Obviously, you can't charge as much for social media management to your clients as you could with maybe Facebook ads or Google ads. But that's what I would do. I would start off with social media management. I would sign a few clients at maybe 500 each, get to maybe 2 or 3k a month, and then from there I would reinvest some of that money into learning Facebook ads or Google ads or hiring someone who knew that skill. That way then I could scale up faster, because that's a service that really you can just charge more for. With social media management, you're really looking at 500 to 1k a month. If you're going more than that, it's just very unlikely that you're going to get clients. Whereas with Facebook ads or Google ads, is a lot more potential for charging 2k a month, 5k a month, and people are even charging 10k a month. And like I touched on, the most important part here of when you're picking a service is what's something I can offer that is actually valuable, what is something they're actually going to pay for, and something that is a no-brainer. Something I can provide to them that every single month, if they are paying 500 a month or it's 1k a month, it's not even a decision they have to make. They just see the value you provide with that service, they see the results you're getting them, and it just makes complete sense for them. The second thing I would do is I would look at my life, and I would look at the areas of my life that are very interesting to me, such as fitness and hobbies that I might have, and I would see what kind of businesses do I buy from. As a consumer, who do I buy from? So for example, if I as a consumer buy protein powder and creatine from a supplement company, that's a perfect niche in my opinion, because I have an interest in them, I have experience being a customer, so I know what to look for, and also that they're actually already selling online. That these types of companies are already selling online, probably already doing a lot of marketing, and you can just come in and maybe improve what they're doing. So you don't want to go and approach real estate agents if you know nothing about real estate, or you don't want to start working with a gym if you have absolutely no interest in the gym. I think it's critically important that you at least understand their business model, and obviously when you're starting off, it's much easier to do that. If you use their product, you buy from them, you understand the service already, very, very easy. But similarly, when you are picking a service, you've got to look at what service is going to be valuable and what can I actually charge some money for. When you are deciding on which type of clients do I want to work with and what type of niche, you again have to look at what businesses have cash. There's no point going to a business, pitching them on 1k a month for Facebook ads if you know that they only want to spend 200 max per month on their marketing. So again, very key here that you pick a niche and you pick a type of business that is going to be able to pay you. So for example, if you're working with a local business, there's less scalability there. These are businesses that are more constrained by smaller budgets, whereas when you work with an international e-commerce brand, much easier to command a higher price. So the third thing I would do after finding a service that I know I can charge a decent amount of money for, and finding a type of client, a niche that I can serve, that I can actually get good results for, and that can actually pay me, the most important part now is to look at how do I actually get clients. Okay, so here we're going to focus on how do you get yourself or your business in front of potential clients and position yourself in a way that makes them actually want to pay you. Not just as another spammy marketing agency, but as someone who can bring a lot of value and will ultimately sign up with you. Quick sip of the green tea. So again, when you're starting off as a beginner, you don't want to look at outreach and think, I'm going to have to spend 5, 6, 7 hours a day doing this. You want to look at it very systematically. Okay, so you want to come up with a script that you can use over and over again whether you want to DM brands on Instagram, whether you want to find the owner on LinkedIn and message them personally, or whether you want to just email companies. Come up with a script that really conveys your service and what you do in a very good way, in a non-spammy way, but also that targets that niche, that person you're actually talking to, and really relates to what their business is. Because if you spend that time coming up with a template or a script, things are going to be much easier now. You don't have to come in each day trying to think off the top of your head what to say to these businesses. You just sit down for maybe 30 minutes or an hour one day, put together a script that you know is going to potentially work for you, give it a few days, test it out, send it out to loads of people, and then reevaluate if it's not working then. Now, if you weren't starting over from zero and you had a little bit of cash to play with and you wanted to skip that learning curve and you wanted to get your hands on emails and DM scripts and templates that actually work and that have signed clients for myself and other people who have bought my guide, then you can check out the link in the description. The link to my guide is there. The guide is on sale now, so you can get $10 off with code SAVE10. So again, if you want to skip that learning curve and you just want to get the scripts that I use and my students use, you can get that and save yourself a bunch of time. The fourth thing that I would have to do after picking a service, after picking a niche, and after finding a way to get myself in front of business owners would be now, how do I actually sell them? How do I have a conversation with this business owner who could be, a CEO, someone high level? How do I come in as a beginner and basically demonstrate my value to them so that they want to sign up with me? So I've got some tips here for anybody that is starting off, because selling can be very scary. And I know when I did my first sales call, I was nervous as heck, and that definitely came across, and I didn't close the sale. So what I would do if I was starting off again is I'd pick a friend who's also interested in business and maybe social media marketing, so that I could bounce ideas off them, but more importantly, that I could do some role playing with them. Okay, so I could literally pretend that we were having a sales call. I could say, hey John, I'm going to pretend that you are a supplement company owner, and I'm going to try and have a conversation with you and ultimately try and pitch you after we have a conversation. So I would do that to get my confidence up and to kind of just like role play through all the scenarios that might come up on a sales call. Now, alongside that, I would also cold call some businesses for the key reason of building up my confidence. I don't think that cold calling is very effective in actually getting clients, but it can be great for you to just start building up your experience. Because if you build up experience with sales, your confidence is going to come with that, and you're going to get better with experience. So each day I would try and role play for at least 10-15 minutes with my friend. And then also what I would try and do is maybe call 5 or 10 businesses. Again, you might not even get very far, but again, it's just to get your experience, get yourself feeling more confident and just more in tune with the whole process. Now, a key thing I just want to mention there with sales is that people tend to think that sales is this really high pressure conversation where you pitch them really direct and it's very high pressure and you almost have to kind of convince them to sign up with you, whereas ultimately it should just be a conversation. Sales can be quite basic, where you have a conversation with a person, very logical, and you just walk them through different steps so that you can demonstrate your value, and if you've done a good enough job, at the end of the call they're going to feel confident. They're going to feel confident in your service and be happy to pay you. So the fifth thing I would do if I was starting all over from scratch, like we just kind of went through there, first I'd pick a service, then I'd pick a niche, then I would find a way to get in front of business owners, and then I would focus on sales, actually selling people and getting clients. Okay, so at that stage we're going to assume you've gotten 1 or 2 clients. Now what I would do is I would repeat that 4-step process over and over again until I had about 5 clients. At that stage then I would put my head down and say, look, I can't scale to 10 clients now by myself. It's not possible and it won't be enjoyable. So what I would do there is I would start building a team. Okay, so I would look firstly for someone who could help deliver the service that I offer. So if I offer social media management or I offer Facebook ads, I would look at someone who can come in and at least do half of the work there for me, train them in for a few weeks, and then hopefully after a month or so get them in a position where they can take over everything, and so I can essentially focus on doing the outreach, messaging businesses, doing sales calls, and we have this other person now that's going to handle the vast majority of actually delivering the service. So that would be my roadmap. If I was to start off right now from zero, that's what I would do. I would go sequentially through those 4 steps, and then when I've got a few clients, look at step 5 on how I can start building a team and repeating that process to keep scaling. That's an incredibly important part of running an agency, is that you keep growing. Some people want to run an agency and get the agency to maybe 5k a month or 6k a month or even 10k a month and leave it at that. That is completely fine, and if that suits your lifestyle, that is good for you. But ultimately, I believe in pushing the limits there and keep on growing. Okay, so if we have a month where we have, X amount in income, and the next month we have X amount of income again, I would want to push that further. I would not be happy with that staying at the same level. Yes, that's good, but if you're like me, you're always pursuing extra growth, and ultimately, if you can focus yourself on the sales, on the outreach, you're going to put yourself in a good position to do that. Ultimately there, you're going to have a case where every single month you're improving and you're getting more clients in every single month. So guys, nice and short video today. That wraps it up on basically the things I would do if I was starting off from scratch, and what I would do in your scenario if you were starting off from scratch as someone who wants to start a marketing agency or start off as a freelancer. That's exactly what I would do. And as mentioned in the video, if you want to get my guide, there is $10 off at the moment. Tons of things in there that can really speed up your whole journey and process as an agency owner. Most importantly, giving you the scripts and the templates on what to say to business owners and how to handle the sales process so that it makes it easier for you. So if you want to get your hands on that, link is in the description. And apart from that, pound the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.